Hi there, sunshine. So we are back with another session. Let's see what we're working on today. Looks like we're going to be creating yet another blog. So it says here, we're going to create a blog about New York City using various semantic elements to show off how amazing the Big Apple is. So in our last session, we talked about semantic elements, those being sorry, those being elements that tell you exactly which content you're working with. So you can reference my last video just to get an overview over semantic elements. But we're going to be building a project here today. So let's get started. Okay, so New York City blog. After researching New York City, you decide to create a blog for your viewers who want to know more about the city. It's time to create a blog to show off how amazing the Big Apple is. You got this. Don't forget to save your code after each step by pressing save to run your code. You'll see the changes you've made in the browser. Note, while you're developing the web page, you will notice that the elements are automatically assigned colors, borders, and positioned properly. This is because of the CSS file. Don't worry about CSS right now. It's only there so that the web page looks nice. Okay, let's start. Okay, so first we are going to follow the instruction. Here's task one. A common usage of a navigation bar is to create shortcuts for a web page. This will allow the user to go directly to the information they want to access through the navigation links. Create a nav element underneath the opening body tag. Okay, so here's our body tag. Let's go ahead and tab and create that new nav element. Open tag and close tag here. Okay, there's nothing yet. I'm going to check that off. So within the nav element, create an unordered list element to create an unordered list. Okay. Create that opening tag and a corresponding close tag here. And then in the unordered list, we are going to add the following 3 items here. Tab. And in an unordered list, our elements that are encapsulated in that will be the LI or list item elements. I'm gonna close out that. Our next one, is gonna be media, LI, and then our last one, LI, oops, it's going to be about. There we go. Looks beautiful. Okay, here, let me move my positioning, whoopsies, so that y'all can see what I see here on the screen. There we go. Alrighty, so we're going to use a list item element with a anchor tag nested within the LI element to link the content to the nav bar. You may notice that the nav bar doesn't work right now, but don't worry. Once the content is added, the nav bar will be fully functional. Okay. Use an LI element with an anchor tag nested within the LI element. So do I just create another one? Is that what they're telling me to do? We're going to add our anchor tag, the reference set to nothing for now. Going to close out our anchor tag here, and then close out our list item tag. Okay. I'm not gonna check that off because I'm not I'm not sure about that one. Um, so you need to title your blog so people know what you're writing about. Create a header element under the closing nav tag. All right, we're going to create a header down here. Opening. Closing one. And then, whoops, nested inside of this header element. There we go. Inside of this header element, we're going to add our H1 element here. Open and close. And then inside that, I'm going to say New York State. We did that. Task 4. Create a main element below the closing header. We can do that. That'll probably be here. Main. And then we're going to our closing main element. Closing main tag, rather. And follow the instructions here. It says this within the main element, create a section element with an ID of blog. We're just going to put blog there. And then we're going to close that section element down here. Close section. This section element will hold the main content of your web page. You are giving this element an ID so that you can target it with the nav bar. Okay. So we're going to set ID equal to blog. That's how that should look. So now we're going to create an article element with the section element, or within the section element. I'm going to open up our article. And then close it here. Then create a paragraph element within the article element that has the following. So let's just go ahead and copy this now. And open up our paragraph, and we're going to go ahead and put that closing tag in there too. And right here in the middle, we're going to paste our content. Beautiful. All right, so let's run it. Okay. You can go ahead and check that. For next task, now that our blog has some content, the next step is adding media to enhance our blog. You can do this by using the figure element. Under the closing section tag, create a figure element. Okay, so under the closing, we're going to open up that figure tag and close it. Okay. And then we're going to create an image tag within the figure using the following link as the source. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And in the figure element, we're going to add image, set the source equal to paste. And then we're going to close it out. And remember, the image doesn't have a closing tag, so that's how we're going to close that. I'm going to make this make sense right here. There we go. That looks right to me. Beautiful. Now we have our image here. I'm just gonna move myself up so you can see the image. Okay. Here we go. There's our image. Alrighty. So let's describe the image for those who don't know what the statue is. Using Fig caption, add this description to the image. Okay, so our Fig caption is always going to go after the figure element. Now, I don't know if it's nested inside of the figure element. We'll see. We'll see what it says. So Fig caption, we're gonna open it. And then of course we're going to close it here. And then I need an example for this. Let's describe the image note. Use. Okay. I'm just gonna paste that. I think that's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so that is with it outside of the figure element. I'm gonna try adding it inside the figure element because I don't know that's just what seems right to me. I don't know if it's completely right, but we're gonna give it a try. See what that is. How do we feel about that? I don't know. Let me try bring it on the same line as figure. And this shouldn't make a difference, but let's just see what it looks like. I don't know. We'll keep it like this for now. Moving on. So task number 9. For our blog post, you need to add additional content to enhance the post. You can do this by using the aside element. Under the closing figure, see, it was right. Under the closing figure tag, create an aside element. Within aside, create a paragraph element containing the following information. So let's go ahead and copy that. Now, underneath the figure tag, we're going to create an aside element. We're going to open that and go ahead and put our closing tag because it's just good practice. Now, within that, we're going to open our paragraph tag and close it up immediately. And then paste our content there. Beautiful. We did that. So here, let's go ahead and run that. Take a look. Nice. See that CSS getting put to work. All right. So New York is known for its amazing food. Our blog should list some of the top food options in New York City. You can do this by creating an ordered list. Create an ordered list by using the OL element within the aside element. In an ordered list, the first item is ranked 1, the second item is ranked 2, and so on. Ordered list should contain the following 7 items in this order. Okay, let's get into it. So I think we're going to tab here, make this an ordered list. We're going to go ahead and open that, close it up. And then remember, in any of our lists, the child to these will always be that LI element. And then it's pizza for the first one. We're going to close that. And our next one, open, we're going to close it. You know what? We're just going to copy and paste this 5 more times. Sorry. There we go. So pizza, bagels, burgers, and sandwiches, ramen, tacos, pasta, and desserts. right, save. Now let's see what this looks like. Beautiful. Here we see our list. Nice work. Let's go ahead and check that off. All right, so right now our blog post consists of only one image. Adding more media can help give a better visual representation of New York. Let's create a section for the media content. Create a section element with an ID of media under the closing aside tag. Right here, I'm gonna go ahead and tab that, and we are going to create a section with an ID equal to media, right? Media. Then we're going to close that up. And go ahead and make our closing section tag. So within the new section element, create an article element, another one. Article, and then of course we're going to close it. Then create an H2 element within the article element that says the scenery in New York City. So we're going to H2, open that up, close it immediately. Then right there in the middle, the content's going to say the scenery in New York City. Let's save that. Beautiful. Close that. So task 12 now, you're going to add a little description to explain the media. Add a paragraph element directly underneath the closing H2 tag, but within the article element with the following paragraph. I'm going to copy that content, and then here. And I think we're going to tap this here. We're going to open up that paragraph element, close it up immediately because that's just good practice. And then edit that content and paste it in there. Awesome. New York City has a beautiful skyline, so let's show that with a video. Under the closing article tag, create a video element with the attribute controls. Use the following URL as the source. Okay. Under the article tag, we're going to create a video element. We're going to open that up. Video. We're going to close that up. Video. And then here, we're going to set the source. We're going to set the source first. Source equals, we're going to copy this. Copy. Paste. Then we're going to add that controls attribute at the end. That looks right to me. Then one thing that I saw from the examples, if the video does not populate, then this message will show in its absence. Okay, let's watch it. Okay, this is skyline with clouds. Nice. Okay, we're gonna check that task off. Okay, so during the nighttime, the New York City skyline can light up the whole sky. This time you're going to use display an image of the skyline. Create an embed element under the closing video tag. Use the following URL as the source. Okay, let's go ahead and copy that URL here. Copy. Then underneath video, we're going to add an embed element. Now, I don't know if this had a closing tag or not. I think that's how we close that one out. see. Looks like it. So we use the embed element under the closing video tag. Right, check. New York City is known as the city that never sleeps. At any point in the day, you can hear the traffic as you make your way through the city. Let's add an audio clip to show how loud New York City can be. Create an audio tag with the attribute controls directly below the embed element. Don't forget the closing tag. How could I forget the closing tag? All right, so that's our embed one. We're gonna go ahead and add our audio tag. Put the closing tag in there because it's just good practice at this point. All right, so the audio source is here. Copy. We're gonna set the source equal to this URL with the controls attribute. Inside the audio tag. All right. Right to me. And we have an audio. Honestly, I don't want to hear how loud New York City is, so we're not going to play that. All right, we're going to take that off. So at the bottom of a page, you can add a footer to credit you for the creation of this blog. Create a footer element with an ID of about under the closing main tag. Okay, so things that we did, honey. That. Add our footer. Whoops. Footer opening, then immediately footer close, then that content right there in the middle, with an ID of about. ID is equal to about. There we go. Then inside, add the following content. Paragraph posted by. And we're going to close that paragraph. Oh, money. Oh, yeah. And then a paragraph tag that provides one type of contact information for people to reach you at. For example, contact information, blogger at newyorkcity.com. Okay, so we're going to do paragraph contact information equals value codes. Beautiful. And let's save that, see what it looks like. Nice footer. Save. Meet and games. Okay, let's go back up here. Okay, we did that. Use an li element with the anchor tag nested within the li element to link the content to the nav bar. You may notice that the nav bar doesn't work right now. Don't worry, once the content is added, the nav bar will be fully functional. Okay, let's see. Okay, this right here probably should have been like step, maybe after, yep, it should have been step 17 or step 16. Because now I see what they're saying. So in each of these, we're gonna do a H ref. So right now, when I click the blog, media, and about, it doesn't take me anywhere. So now I'm gonna add this anchor tag, and I'm gonna set it equal. I'm gonna target here blog that's already in our content. And close out that anchor. And close out the anchor here. Something about this doesn't look right. So we set this ID to blog. Let's see. Doesn't look right. Oh, that's why it isn't right. I think the tag goes inside. There we go. Okay, that's right. So save it. Now, when we click on blog, it takes us directly to the blog portion. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing here with media. So we're going to open up our anchor tag, target media within our content. We're going to close that anchor tag here. Then we're going to save that. So I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to go ahead and click media here at the top. It says directly to the media section of the page. Okay, and now lastly, we're going to do our anchor tag for about. Close that, and then add our closing tag. Now we're going to save it. And here, I want y'all to see what happens here with this about. See, I can't click it. I cannot click it. But once I save this anchor tag that I just created, now it's functional to the about section of our page. So now I can go ahead and delete this item because it's necessary. And this is what the final product is supposed to look like. Okay. So we're just going to save that. Now each of the tabs up here are all functional. Now we can check this off. Okay. So, okay, congratulations. We successfully created a web page using only semantic elements. Now that you learned about the importance of semantic HTML along with its benefits, it's time to incorporate this knowledge into your future projects. Think about ways you can improve this project or create your very own project using semantic elements. Need some suggestions? Check the hint for some ideas to get you started. Okay, yay. All right, we did it. So now we're just going to go ahead and go on next. See if we have any quizzes waiting for us. Okay, just a review. So the fundamentals of HTML. In this unit, we learned about the fundamentals of HTML. So congratulations. The goal of this unit was to get an introduction to the fundamentals of HTML, one of the languages essential to developing websites. Having completed this unit, we are now able to understand how HTML is used for web development, use HTML to build a structure for a website, create tables in HTML documents, and write clear, more accessible HTML using semantic HTML tags. If you are interested in learning more about these topics, here are some additional resources. And I can go ahead and link these resources in the comments or in the description so that everyone has access to them. Alrighty, and learning is social. So whatever we're working on, be sure to connect with the Code Academy community, the forums. Remember to check in with the community regularly, including for things like asking for code reviews on your project work and providing code reviews to others in the projects category, which can help to reinforce what you've learned. Yay, we love community. All right, next. Continue. Okay, so that concludes our project. Thank you all for tuning in. And until next time, sunshines, it's been real.